and thanks for your interest in volunteering at Lyric Arts. Today we're going to talk through the procedures for volunteering in our wine and coffee bar. Now, most of the time when you work in the wine and coffee bar, you'll be working with a partner, and the two of you can split the duties in whatever way you think is best. The exception is on Sundays. Sundays is usually a lighter, not so busy day in the wine and coffee bar. People don't drink as much alcohol on Sunday afternoons for matinees. So that's the exception where you may be working alone. Regardless, you will always have this binder with all the instructions located right in the wine bar. You can also find the instructions online on our website on our volunteer resources page. When you arrive, the first thing you'll do is check in at the box office, sign in, and get your volunteer name badge. Then, very important, you'll pick up the wine bar cash bag from the house manager. It contains $200 in cash and this set of keys, which will enable you to unlock the padlocks on all the cabinets in here, as well as the wine cooler and the beer cooler. Arrange the cash in the cash box in whichever fashion you like. Then, take out two $1 bills and put one each in each of the tip jars as starter money. The next thing that you'll want to do right away is plug in the coffee brewer. This light will turn green when you're ready to brew. It takes about 10 minutes to warm up. In the meantime, you can be setting up the rest of the wine and coffee bar. We've already done that, so let's take a look to see what we've set out. First, set up your display of the varieties of wine, cider, and beer that we have. You'll set them up on this corner and on this corner, and you'll put up a sign that shows the pricing. You can find the bottles and cans for your display in this cabinet right here. Next, grab some wine glasses from the cabinet behind me and put some glasses and napkins here and on the other side of the bar as well. While you're at it, get out the beer glasses, put them on the counter by the beer cooler, and you get out some other items as well. This basket contains lids and sleeves for coffee cups, tea varieties, mix for hot cocoa, and some stir sticks. All of these items back here in your work area can be found over in the cabinet on the far side of the bar. Last but not least, you'll unlock your beer cooler and your wine cooler. The same little key that unlocks all the padlocks on the cabinets unlocks the padlock on the beer cooler as well. It also unlocks the cabinet here where the wine is stored. You'll want to get out some Cabernet and Merlot to serve to our guests. Some volunteers like to keep that here. Some think it's handier to put it back here in the work area where your tea and cocoa is. Either way is fine. Finally, you'll unlock the wine cooler where you'll find your Chardonnay and your Zinfandel, and that's this little black key right here. Now you're ready to go.
Now that everything is set up and the coffee maker is warmed up, let's make hot water and coffee. You'll know the coffee maker is ready when the green light comes on. You'll want to put 8 coffee cups next to each pot. Each pot holds approximately 8 cups. So when you run out of cups, you'll know you need to make more. Additional coffee cups can be found in the cabinets under the bar. Make the pot of hot water for tea and cocoa first. Use a filter basket without a filter. Place the pot under the machine and dump in a pitcher of water. There's a fill line on the pitcher. You know the pot is full when the water stops dripping. Once it's full, drop the spindle in the pot. Add the lid using the spring-loaded lever. And you're good to go. Filters and coffee can be found in the cabinets below the bar. Baskets, spindles, and air pump lids can be found in the drying rack by the sink. Put the filter and coffee in the basket, slide it into the coffee machine, place the appropriate coffee pot under the machine, and dump in the water. Then assemble the pots like you did with the hot water. Please know that there's a 4th air pot if you get extremely busy and need to make additional coffee. Looks like we have some patrons here now.
Hi, I would love a cup of coffee, and what kind of wine do you guys have?
May I see your ID, please?
Sure thing. Always card someone who looks under 35, and take a look to make sure that they have a ticket with them. Remember, we only serve theater patrons who are here to see the show, not just anyone who walks in.
We have 4 kinds of beer at the wine bar, hard cider and 4 kinds of wine. There are cheat sheets near the cash register describing them if you are not familiar with them. Prices are also listed. If the patron orders wine, cider, or any bottled beer, open it, pour it into a wine or beer glass for them, and throw the can or bottle in the recycling bin. The exception is canned beer. Crack the can and serve it directly to the guest. If they order coffee, fill the cup for them, but ask them first if they want you to leave room for cream, just like the fancy coffee shops. If they order tea, pour the hot water for them, put the lid on, and then offer them the tea basket to choose their tea. If they order hot cocoa, make it for them just like this. Stir it, put the lid and sleeve on before you serve it to the patron.
To ring up a transaction is very easy. Just press the picture of the item they want. Your total shows up at the bottom. To slide their credit card, slide it with the magnetic stripe down and toward you. It'll tell you it's authorized, and then it will give you the option of tipping. At this point, go ahead and turn the square around to face the patron, and they can add a tip or not. The final screen will come up telling you you're done. Simply press New Sale, and it'll take you back to the original screen. For cash transactions, if you're like me and can't do the math in your head, feel free to use the calculator located by the cash register.
One more thing. Please keep a running tally of how many cash sales you make for hot beverages and water. You do not need to tally any credit card transactions or cash alcohol transactions. Just hot beverages and water.
Thanks. I'd like to use a Concessions punch card. Occasionally, instead of paying with cash or credit card, guests will have a punch card that they want to pay with. And that's great. Each circle on the card is $1, so just punch the appropriate amount.
All right, you've helped our patrons with their refreshments, and now it's time for the show to start. Be sure to clean up any spills or garbage, take a look at the beer cooler and the wine fridge, and restock it if necessary. Remember, only restock beer if there's less than 12 bottles of any given type of beer. Lock up the beer cooler and the wine fridge, straighten any chairs or stools in the lobby if need be, and head into the theater. There are stools in the back of the theater reserved for our volunteers. The house manager can show you where they're located.
During intermission, you'll continue to serve our guests just as you did before the show. When intermission is over and patrons head back into the theater for Act 2, there are a few things to do to clean up and tear down the bar. You'll take out the dollars that you started your tip jars with, put them back in the cash register, and count your tips. You'll record your tip total on the same sheet that you use to track your hot beverage cash sales. You do not have to count all of the cash in the cash box. Only count your tips and record it. Then take all of your tips, all of the cash, and the slip, along with any of the free drink cards that you got, and put it all in the cash bag. Get it back to the box office where they'll start counting the cash. So while one volunteer is counting tips and getting the cash bag back to the box office, the other can be tearing down and putting away. You want to put away your displays, your cups, your napkins, your coffee tray, etc. All of them have a clearly marked space in one of the cabinets where they should be put away.
To finish cleanup, wipe down the counters with sanitizer, empty and wash the coffee pots in the sink, leave the coffee pots out to dry, and all other items can be left in the drying rack by the sink. The last step is to restock beer and wine if needed. Additional beer and wine can be found in the cabinets under the counter. Wine for restocking can be found in the wine cabinet. There should be 4 rows of each of Chardonnay and Zinfandel. Each row should contain 7 bottles. You can also restock water in the fridge. Extra water is found in the wine cabinet. The only exception to this is if you're working the last shift of a performance weekend, usually a Sunday afternoon. If it's the last shift of the weekend, do not restock any beer or wine. This helps us with inventory. Lock the beer cooler and wine refrigerator, return your keys to the house manager, return your name badge to the box office, and you're free to go into the theater to enjoy the remainder of the show.
Thank you for volunteering at Lyric Arts.